Hi, I'm Susie and welcome to day 3 of our 31-day challenge, living from your heart in a 3D world. So I just want to recap. Day 1, I got very excited and I was talking about how we can live from our hearts when the 3D world gets so noisy, and like I'm a solo parent with 3 kids. I've moved to a new country with no support system. So I get it, and I am taking you on my journey of flip-flopping between the 3D and living from our heart and remembering who we truly are, which is then what I did a deep dive on day 2 into who that person, like who are you deep inside, and we are all divine source energy, like we are all made from the same energy, universal source energy. And so really just remembering, and that any stories or illusions that tell you that you are not divine source energy are not real. Like they are unaligned belief systems that we have. Like this can even be generational. It's not even necessarily picked up in this lifetime, but it's now just seeing them for what they are. So I was like, this is all these belief systems and seeing through them into the true, amazing, beautiful soul essence that you are. And so I think I tasked you with having a play, and if anything does not come back to your truth, like if something pops up, let's say whatever it is, I don't have enough money. Let's just use that as an example. And then what is the unaligned belief system that is driving that thought? And so that can often be like if you grew up in a house with lack, or there was never enough money going around when you were growing up. This could be generational. It could be passed down from times when you don't even know where this has come from. And so this is what I've been playing with. It's actually connecting that if we know our truth to be that we are universal source energy, and universal source energy has infinite abundance and infinite possibilities available to it right now. So that means within you, you have infinite abundance and infinite possibilities, like right now in this now moment. And we touched on the fact that this now moment is the only thing that is actually real. So in this now moment, is it true that I don't have enough money? So our old way of thinking and our unaligned belief system says, yes, we need to buy this and we don't have enough money for that. But that's what I keep wanting to loop it back to. But if we are divine source energy, like if we are infinite abundance and infinite possibilities in this now moment, how can it be true that we don't have enough money? It cannot. Both can't be the same. And that's what I was playing with. I've been driving a lot with my kids for basketball today. Like their games were very far away. And the fact that we are infinite source energy, that we are like a divine creation, that fact is absolute. There's no conditions to it. There's no, but a bit of this is that, a bit of that is this. It's not. Like it is absolutely, like it is all that it is. I don't know if absolute's the right word. It feels like that's the word that kept coming to me. Like it's just absolute. You can't be a little bit of source energy and then a little bit of something else. Like you either are or you aren't. And if you aren't, then technically, from what we know, you just actually don't exist, which we know not to be true because you exist, because you're here watching me, talking with me right now. So the fact that you exist is proof that you are universal, divine source energy. So if that's true, then all of these illusions and fears and stories that we tell ourselves, they both can't be true. And we know for a fact that you definitely are source energy, otherwise you wouldn't exist. So you see what I'm playing with here? Like that's what we've got to start remembering, peeling away these illusions and stories and actually remember, like I am telling you now, you cannot exist unless you are universal source energy. In which case, anything that tells you that you are not universal source energy, any of the old stories and the programs, they can't be true. See where I'm getting at? So, sorry, I'm still sick. Which I think me being sick is also a way to really stay present in the moment. Because, you know, when you're not well and you you have to dial back all of the, you have to dial back what your capacity and do the bare minimum. So you quickly weed out the stuff that's important and the stuff that is not important. So I think that I am sick currently to show me what is important and what is not important, and also just to keep me in my body at the moment, like to keep me grounded so that I can stay present here with you guys and with myself and explore and unravel all of this. Like, I've had so many aha moments in the last 3 days, well, actually the last 5 days. Like, you cannot even imagine how many aha moments. And I now know why I'm in the situation I'm in, because I had to push myself so far into a corner in order to fully see. If I hadn't been in this predicament, like, you can sort of get by, but you don't. Like, I've been pushed to the brink where I have to look past the stories and past the illusion, because there's literally no other option. Like, I have to trust these rememberings of who I really am wholeheartedly and fully. And I'm not sure if you listened to my story about getting the car park and handing it over to the parking fairies, because it was mayhem and there was no way I would have gotten the park. But there was a part in that process where I had to trust that my own, like, higher self, me, this is me from me, was guiding me. And so there's a patience and a trust. So there's a bit of a portal that you need to sit in where, like, we know this. Like, we know it in our hearts who we are. We know that we are from just divine love, that we are just love, and anything that is not love is not who we are. And as I've just previously prefaced, that's not even a word, who cares? If we weren't that, we don't exist. And we know we exist because we're sitting right here. So you can see that, what I'm playing with. So these unaligned belief systems, seeing them and just batting them away, because you can even, like, just do this little mantra. It's like, are you from love? Are you infinitely abundant? Are you full of infinite possibilities in the now moment? Anything that is lack or unworthiness or shame or guilt, all of them, they are not from love in the now moment. So we can just bat them away, and we just got to keep batting them away. And then I was having a play when I was waiting between basketball games today, and I was having a play with, okay, so if we're removing the unaligned belief systems, we need to replace them with aligned belief systems. So I was like, okay, so we've got like, I'm literally doing this with you guys at the same time. Like, I am only one step ahead in the fact that I've thought of this 5 seconds before, like before I've pressed record. That's how we are on the same path together. We are on the same journey. And so I want to tell you something really funny, because I was at basketball and only then I was sort of like, okay, I see these unaligned beliefs, anything that lack and unworthiness, anything that comes up like that, I can see how it's not true, because I know who I am. Like, I know here who I am. So now I have to play with, well, what are the aligned beliefs? What are, like, the aligned beliefs are, like, I kind of have already said this, but I seem to need to say it in this way for some reason, that I have infinite resources available to me right now. Like, I have, and so I was thinking, okay, from a money perspective, a lack perspective, like, how do I make that into a belief system that is aligned? And so we have to be a bit careful with how we feel into this, because we don't want to be projecting that something is not there, because it is here already. We know that. So it is, I have infinite resources to me. And I said, okay, let's have a little play with this. I'm going to have a play with this. It's like, money just turns up unexpectedly from sources I don't know. So it's not saying I don't have it. It just keeps turning up unexpectedly from sources I don't know. Anyway, I was walking to the bathroom at the basketball, and I looked down, I saw something shiny on the ground, and I actually walked past it. And then I went, actually, I think that's I don't even know what one it is. This little shiny one. What's that? A dime? No. $1 dime. Well, just dropped it. You need to see it. There, it was shiny on the floor, and I nearly walked past it. And then I went, actually, no, we can't, like, this is one of my things. It's like, I can't disrespect the money lying on the ground. I need to go and pick up the money. I always call them lucky pennies, or I never leave them there. And then when I picked it up, and then that's when I had to laugh to myself, because I was like, okay, that's a good joke, because I had just aligned myself with the belief system that money just turns up unexpectedly from unknown sources. And there was a dime sitting on the ground. Like, I know it's not a dime. I didn't accidentally stumble on like a jewels heist or something. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a truck full of gold with my name on it, but I thought that was a really funny little, like, the universe just going, a little bit like the time when I said to the universe, okay, tell me what I'm having for dinner. And it took me to the grocery store and led me to a piece of meat that literally had a gold bow on it, like a present bow. So this is little messages that, yes, that's right. Money can just come unexpectedly for no reason, and you don't even know where it came from. Like, that is true. That is in alignment. That is an aligned belief, with I have infinite resources, and that I am fully supported right now in the now. I'm infinitely supported. I have infinite resources. So do you see how that is an aligned belief? Money can just turn up unexpectedly because I have infinite resources. Like, we know that. That's true, because we are divine source intelligence. Like, we are a creation of the universe. And we've already discussed the fact that if we don't exist, which we know we do exist, so if we exist, we are that. So if we are that, money can just appear on the floor for you. And it's funny because I've been playing with this, like how we're jumping timelines, because this is a part of us having infinite resources and infinite abundance, because we have infinite realities right now, like infinite timelines. So you can jump timelines. It's just what's blocking your frequency. So I did touch yesterday a bit on the manifestation with Bashar explained it really well, because we are our highest frequency inside. So we already have on a timeline everything that we desire, like to our utmost potential, like that is to our highest. What is blocking us is the frequencies of these stories and the lack and the falsehoods, and all of that stuff is just what's it's just keeping us sort of like, imagine a hot air balloon. They've got the big weights holding it down. Like, that's just, if once we just see them for what they are and just cut them off, then we can soar up into our timeline. And so I've been shown this quite a few times. I'm going to tell you this story from today. I left the basketball and I was so sure I'd have my sunglasses on, and I looked through my handbag. My handbag is not very big, like, it's small. No, there was a shiny thing. I thought, oh no, that's the key. I pulled it out. That was the key. No sunglasses. I was walking to the car and I went through. I was like, oh, we're back here tomorrow. I'll ask if someone's handed them in. They weren't expensive, but they were kind of new. And anyway, and then so I sort of let it go. And then I looked in the bag and the sunglasses were in there. Like, for how big the bag is, there is no way I missed them the first time. So that was also the universe just playing with me about how quick we can jump these timelines. I was in the timeline, I had the glasses. Then I jumped to the timeline, I didn't have the glasses. I became aware of it. I let it go because I know that I did have the glasses at some point, and boom, back into the timeline where the sunglasses were in my handbag. So, like, the universe is showing us these little, like, breadcrumbs, I would say, to show that we're on the right path. And then I said to it, okay, I'm going to the grocery store. I want to have tacos. We're going to have, what's it called? Taco bowl, me and the kids. I walked straight into the meat section, straight to where I have, like, this favorite taco mix. There's like 3 pre-marinated meats already. Boom. They're on special. They're on sale. Exactly what I needed was on sale right there in front of me. Didn't have a bow, but I didn't care. It was the perfect price. And I was like, there you go. Like I said, that's what we were having. And there it was. So I was in the timeline. I just said, that's the timeline I'm in. So boom. And there they were. So this is what I mean. once we remove the unaligned beliefs, we need to insert the aligned beliefs. And that is, I'm having tacos, bang. I don't know if I did that actually with the sunglasses. Like, my sunglasses are in my bag, bang. I would like to say I did that. I don't think I was quite that graceful, but I'll tell you quickly another funny story about the jumping timelines. I was in the kitchen with my daughter and I needed to grate cheese, and I was looking for the grater and it wasn't where it normally is. So I said to her, have you seen the grater? And she's like, oh no, it's down there. And I looked in there, it wasn't there. And then I turned around and bang, the cheese grater was sitting on the plate. Now, I didn't put it there and she didn't put it there, but I just jumped timelines to where the cheese grater was where I wanted it to be. So like, just soak those little stories in and just have a look in your life and see, where are these things showing up for you? It's funny because I've got 2 coins here. I found the dime on the floor, and then I don't know if they were just being funny, but at my own house, and I don't know if it counts as your own house, I was doing the washing, and then I found a penny. A penny was sitting there in a towel. Like, I don't even know how a penny got in a towel. Like, that was super weird. But so, unexpected money just showing up. There we go, the penny. So look, 2 lots of unexpected money. You see what I mean though? Like, I'm having a play with you now with the penny and the dime, but like the sunglasses, it's a cheese grater. If it's the sunglasses and the cheese grater, why can't it be, it was the dinner. It was the meat with the bow. So start expecting things to turn up in your reality that you desire from your heart. Like, we need to expect them to be there, because we've dissolved all those fears around all of the lack and why things aren't happening for us. They don't exist anymore. Everything can happen to us that quickly. I can't click with the money in my hand. Sorry, I've still got the cough. But that's how fast it can happen. Once we start aligning with our hearts and our center, and just take a deep breath. Can't even speak. Take a deep breath and just come back and reconnect with who you are, which is a divine creation. I think I called us divine creatures the other day. Well, we can be divine creatures too, but we are divine creatures now. And look, I think yesterday I had the magic hand. We've got the magic hand here again today with the, it's not as bright today, but that was like the universe talking through the light. It's not as good today, but you are divine source energy. That's where we have all come from. And you actually can't like just refute that fact. Look, I cannot speak today. You can't refute it, because if you weren't, you wouldn't exist. And we've already confirmed you exist. And so if you exist, you have to be divine source energy, universal source, creation, God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's just a fact. Oh, I'm getting messages, 3D messages, 3D messages on my screen now. Anyway, I love you lots. I'm going to go play around with that. Play around with those concepts. I'm going to probably put them in the description of just like the 3 facts that are true. If you exist, you are created from divine source energy. Yes. And so if you are divine source energy, you have infinite possibilities and infinite abundance all at once in this now moment available to you. That's the recap. Anything that says otherwise is not the truth. Anyway, I love you lots, and I will see you for day 4 tomorrow. Bye.